Hello. I finally set up my tripod to see if I could take a video flipping through this journal because it is almost full. There's like room at the top and the bottom, but when I started out, the spines were very, I'll put in a picture at some point, but yes, I'm almost done with it. There's definitely some empty pages still. I feel like that always happens, but I can't put much more in it. So it's got to be done. Yeah, so I just thought I feel like a lot of people are always asking how other people use their junk journals, because like some people look at a finished book and it's empty and they get intimidated. Yeah, so I put lots of stuff in mine. Like this was just like some underpaper at one point from making art, and this is a QR code for a playlist. Notes from people. I use mine a lot. Well, this is from my birthday. My sister-in-law owns a pie company, a little pie shop. It's amazing, actually. Yeah. This is what my birthday, like, little pie cake, cup pie came in. Anyway, it was delightful. It was like birthday cake flavored, or cookie flavored, or birthday, I don't know, confetti cookie or something like that. It was really, really yummy though. Little birthday drawing from my niece. Just adorable. I love her so much. A card from the people at work. A pressed flower. Hopefully this is going to be in frame. We'll see. From from these women. I was like, where did I put those sticky notes? Anyway, it's from a group that I go to, and they have a birthday ritual. It's wonderful. I transposed the entire month of May. Transposed, is that the right? I took it out of I didn't take it out, but like I copied it over from my my actual planner and put it in here. This was a gift card that I got for Teacher Appreciation Week, and I bought new work shoes, and this was from a gift, but it like went really pretty with the purple half of the, but this looks a lot like the actual planner page month that I had for May. Anyway, but it was a big month, so I put the whole thing in. See, that page isn't used yet. I probably won't use it. Yeah. This is like a, from when I was swatching colors for a piece of art that I was doing. Journal everywhere. Cut things out of magazines. This was a blind contour where I like accidentally picked up my pen and I was like, oh no, I've ruined it. And then like much later I was like, oh, probably I could give myself a second chance and do it again. And anyway, a lot of the things in here are about being kind to myself, like learning to be kind to myself. And paying attention to like the little things. This is a page, and this right here, of just like nice things that people would say about me or have said about me, and it's hard for me to take them in. So this is a way that I attempt to do that. I copy them down when I know somebody means them. I definitely like try to take in some good things. This is a planning page for a journal. Well, it's actually a journal set. One I made for my best friend, another one I'm making for someone else, and this is the picture that's going to be on the cover. It's going to be an actual, but anyway, these are a lot of the pages from inside. And there's a few more things to add to this one, like I'm going to put some of the fabric that I'm going to use to cover the spine there. This is from when I got my kittens. They're so cute. Oh, and this is another thing about self-kindness. I found this like little yellow sketchbook, and it was only $3, so I bought it for myself because it was only $3. I write notes to myself, tuck them away. This I jelly printed both of these like a million years ago, and I've hoarded them forever, and I finally just was like, I'm gonna tape them in and use them, because I was never gonna use them if I didn't. This is one of my favorite spreads. This is my best friend Carmen. And like things in here have come from all over. Like, I probably should have covered up her her address, but we went to like an art walk, and we found this artist, and this one says, "Where are we going?" If in case you can't read it, I don't know. But in this one I wrote, "Who cares, we're in this for the ride," because fun fact, she and I always get lost whenever we go anywhere. But it doesn't really matter, because that's kind of part of it at this point. But anyway, I save like all the things forever and ever. This is the business card for the woman who did this. This is another piece of art by the same person who's going on the cover from that previous. This is where I got my tattoo. She found my tattoo artist. Like, I was looking and looking, and I was like, I knew what I wanted, and I had described it to her, and she sent me a picture, and she was like, this is the person. And I was like, yes, it is! Anyway, that's from Christmas. I just like save many things. Gonna not show that again. Oh, this is when I made a huge washi tape purchase, and so I just like swatched them all. This is one I got for Carmen. I need to remember to ask her to get. Anyway, so I can put some on her pages, because it needs to go there. This I had hoarded forever and ever too, and I just was finally like, I'm never gonna color it in. I should just glue it somewhere. So I did. What does this say? Some days call for love notes done in crayon to one's inner child. Mine isn't a junk journal because it's made out of junk, but I really enjoy calling mine a junk journal because it's a lot of stuff that people would throw away. Like, this is junk. This is packaging from pens that I ordered, but they're my favorite pens. So anyway, I save junk. I feel like there are shoebox people, and then there are people that are not shoebox people, and they don't really understand shoebox people, but like, if you save things because they're sentimental, you're a shoebox person. You have shoeboxes filled with like ticket stubs and movie tickets and things like that. Movie tickets and ticket stubs are the same thing, aren't they? Anyway. I pressed some flowers. The other one, there was another one up there somewhere. That's a Queen Anne's lace that I pressed, and that one's a daffodil. This one is kind of silly, but I built myself a nest in therapy, like out of pillows and comfortable soft things, and it was very kind of special. This is one of my favorites, because I definitely had this moment where I realized that I could see that working with kids. So that's a picture of my mom, and that's a picture of me on top. I just layered them. I have my mother's hands. Some stuff from things I've ordered. I just ordered from this woman, and she's incredible. I've got 2 little books. And this is my friend who did the artwork I keep referring back to it. Where did I put it? Here, her. Anyway, she's gonna be one of her girls, Jenny. One of her girls is gonna be on the cover of my next journal too. I'm super excited about it. I say packaging because it's pretty. Came from Japan. This page is obviously not used. I might actually glue that down and then just write on it, because these pages ended up being really super duper thin. I put them in because they're literally from my childhood. Like, they're from a little like writing tablet where you're learning handwriting. These are the 2 colors that I mixed to get this hair color. I need to go back to it because it was really, really nice. Drawings from kids I take care of. This is from, oh my god, this election, you guys. So much mail. So much mail. Like, postcards from everywhere. I've never gotten so much mail trying to remind me to vote. Like, I was already gonna vote, but and I made a copy of my I voted sticker and stuck it in there, and I was just like, holy crap, there's so much. Like, this one got stuck to my windshield, which was slightly creepy, but whatever, I was already gonna vote. And like, these both had like return addresses from the same place in my state, but then they're from Hartford, Connecticut, and Oakland, California is their postmark. So I was like, what is that, why? Anyway, I just thought it was interesting. And like, I like mail, but this was a lot. Sometimes I have pages that I don't really want to look at all the time, so I magnet them. I need to write on here about what these are actually like, because I forget when I'm not feeling badly what it is like, and I take it for granted a little bit, so that's why I put that in there. That's like literally from a prescription. This page is so weird. I think I wanted it to be an art journal page, and so I just kept sticking stuff to it, but then it's not like anything. I made it too. Anyway, that's my niece, and this is a drawing that she gave me with some little die cuts stuck to it. It's kind of silly. This page is not finished yet, but this is a family recipe, and I'm gonna put the recipe in here in the story about it. That's the tattoo. That's my tattoo. Hello. I don't know, hopefully. Anyway, I love it. But, so black and white when it was just the lines. This was a book that I read. I taught preschool, and I was reading it to them, and I kept, like, it was basically the same picture on every single page, or like every other page, because there was a big snow coming, and I think it was called Big Big Snow, but I kept looking at it like, those are my mountains. Like, this is my house. Like, from my neighborhood, from my childhood, and it was so wild that the other teacher, like, she kept laughing at me. Like, she was like, I'm glad you're enjoying this. This is like, because it was just a silly little book, but I was like, that's my neighborhood. It was so I had to document that. And that was that's a statue that my grandmother made when she was in high school, and it was in that house. It still is in my dad's house, but I associate it with, like, the house that I grew up in. I glued this page down. This was one of these, and I just stuck it, and it's still not very thick. Like, the paper's really thin, and you can see through it. Here's another example of that. So I've been sticking stuff to it more than I thought I would, but I have to, like, stiffen it up so that it doesn't go all floppy. I have an example of that later, but these are cards and things that I got from, I should probably cover up her address too, the kids in my class, their parents, during, like, the last week of school, and I think this is, the last week of school, like, end of school here. Here's another one. I haven't written all of this stuff yet. I have a lot of feelings about it, because I just quit that job. It wasn't it's a pretty toxic environment, so but so I have a lot of space here still to journal, and I haven't done it yet, but I want to. I may not. I may come back to it years from now, and that's something I did, just random piece of art. I might not leave it in there. I kind of want to make a print of it and give it to someone, the person who inspired it. But there's a tag that goes in here, like a little to journal on. But I've recently discovered Pocky. It is delightful, and this is just a little pocket, and it still smells like cinnamon. It still smells like the tea. I don't know if it'll smell like that forever, but it's really nice. This is a job that I have, cleaning houses. This is the job that I'm working at now before I go to my next job. And that's who she is. And the woman who started the business, her name is Melissa. And so in cleaning one of these houses, I found this book, the name of which I cannot remember at the moment. Missy Piggle Wiggle is the main character. And we don't call Miss Melissa Missy. I have never called her that. Never heard anybody call her that, but I just thought it was really funny because there was, like, this quote that was on the book jacket, and all I had from this house was the book jacket, because I did never see the book, and so I was like, well, this is interesting. But it says, she hesitated at the end of the walk that led to the front door. I'm coming, house, she whispered. Missy set one foot on the path, the stone tilted to the left, and Missy clutched at her. I need to write broom. I'm still coming, she called. When she reached the front steps, she told the house, she needs my help, and that's that. I just thought that was so funny because Melissa's whole thing with Motivated Mamas is that we go and we help people who are struggling with cleaning because, well, not everybody, but like the goal is to help people mostly who are struggling with cleaning because of like executive function issues, like people who struggle with mental illness, like me. Sometimes I just need help, and sometimes it's a mess, and sometimes, most of the time, I'm just like embarrassed and I don't want anybody to see it, but she and I and another fabulous woman go into these houses and help these people, which is, it's kind of her calling, and she's amazing at it. Anyway, so I just thought the words from that thing and this like upside down house and these are other like little bits that I've collected, like these are these books that you can get like in the drive-thrus at some fast food restaurants, and they're just really cute. They have like, they get like a new copy of the same book every single week, and this was from like a card game, I don't even know. Anyway, oh, and Shopkins, the bane of my existence. Always cleaning them up. These are my cats and my dog. Wrote about them. This is a journal spread about pleasure, because I wasn't exactly sure I knew what that was or like what that meant to me. And so I made some lists. Oh, I need to put these in. This is like off spray. I was testing the spray, fabric spray, from when I was making this Milky Way shirt for my friend. These are Valentine's. This is from Valentine's Day with my kiddos. I saved the Valentines that they gave me because they're so cute. And I don't know. I save stuff like that. And the holidays at this job was one of the things that I really enjoyed. So I tried to like write down the things that I actually liked about working there, or document the things that I actually liked. I didn't actually write about it, not really. It was so hard. So I just like saved pictures. Oh, this is from when I finally like started doing things that were creative, even slightly again, and it had been a very long time. So I did all three of them like this first, and then this middle one I was like, I need to do more to it, and it was very exciting at the time. Now I'm kind of like, ugh, but that's okay. My what if list is like a bucket list, but it's not like you must do this or you will have failed at life. It's like, what if this thing could happen? That would be cool. I feel like it's a kinder way to look at it. This where you only have 100 things. That would be cool. Or maybe I would be terrible at it. I probably would be terrible at it, but it's a thing I would like to try, I think. This is supposed to be a spread about my room. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. My room or the spread. Okay, we're getting to the back, and now there are definitely like some unfinished pages, but I finally bought myself like a journal again, and this is from, there it is, and this is from the packaging, and this is a big old self-care spread. Like, this is some really nice facial cleanser that I got myself from a friend who makes it, and this is one of my favorite teas, and maple brown sugar oatmeal is like what it's like a comfort food right now, so that's kind of the theme, and this is like self-care, like affirmations. Kind of cool. I don't know, some of these pages may just stay empty, and that's okay. I don't mind. It's the best donut shop in town. A page for another of the kids that I watch. Oh, what I was going to say earlier is that a lot of these things are about healing for me, and about like therapy, and about like coping skills and experiences that I've had that pertain to just healing, which is kind of, I don't know, it's maybe a weird theme for like a journal, like a whole journal. And I don't think that's necessarily what I intended, but it's kind of the theme for my life at the moment. So yeah, this is this is my resignation letter. It's like 2 seconds long. I don't even care. I was over it at that point. But these are my beautiful children. They were so wonderful. I love them so much. I miss them. Oh, May 2016 was probably the worst month of my life. And this is another artwork from my friend Jenny. And it just is very, it makes me think of May 2016. It's very appropriate like to use that picture there. So I think a lot of these pages are empty. Actually, this is watercolor paper from like a watercolor coloring book, but it doesn't work very well. Like this is the watercolor I did on it, but I had to like wipe away the little what do you call them? The, like pills. Like it pilled really bad. I can still feel some of them. So I'm kind of like, I won't put that in a journal again. That's okay. Ugh. So my friend and her little girl now, my friend passed away this past spring. I need to write about that. That's why these tags are stuck in here, because there's just some things I want to record. Put little ribbons on them and everything before I'm done. I turned this into a pocket because this was one of those really flimsy sheets, and so now I can stick something behind there the way I stuck something behind here. That's from when I won a print. I was looking to see if it's close enough that I could show it to you. Ta-da! I hope there's not a giant glare on that. We'll see. Anyway, I won that print, and she sent me this little note. Oh, Lord, please don't drop it on the floor now. Anyway, I kept that. That was a long time ago, actually, but I've been saving this little butterfly paper for a long time because I just love it. This is that art again, but this is kind of the page that is going to be, or is, about my therapists, which is possibly weird. I don't know. But like the type of therapy I'm doing, and their cards are in here. And so this one's about, she's the person who, the reason I made that little piece of art, just because of something she said. It was my shoes, something she said about my shoes that I was wearing, that they reminded her of, I don't know, 30 years ago when she was my age, and it just tickled me, so I drew the shoes. Anyway, I think I wrote this little blurb or whatever when Mary Oliver passed away, because I hadn't actually known about her for very long, but the first poem I ever heard from her was someone read it to me out loud because they wanted me to hear it, and it really affected my life, my healing journey, or whatever. Anyway, this I painted. It was just the back of this piece of watercolor paper, and it's not particularly sturdy. I'm probably gonna have to like put something thick along the bottom so that it stays thicker, but I painted it with watercolor ground so that I could bring the colors from this picture and watercolor them, because I thought it might make me happy, so I did that. These are a lot of the pages that I started with. Like this has a sticker on it now, but this was a calendar page that I had bound in to the book at the beginning when I made it. A list of beautiful things I find beautiful. Washi tape samples, of course. You can't have a journal without your favorite washi tape samples. Pen test page, some more packaging, and this sort of spot I always reserve for snippets from my next journal while I'm making it. So that's what that'll be. But that's it. That's my book. And I forgot to put it's very full. I always think I'm not going to put too many pages in it. I'm not going to make it go alligator mouth. And I always fail. Oh, wow. I think maybe that's part of it. Like just part of the process of doing junk journaling. I don't know. But, yeah. Ta-da! Hope you enjoyed.